So, good evening, everybody. I just want to let people know what's going on. This is kind of a unique show tonight. We're going to actually have a theatrical presentation, which is going to be really, really fun. Took a little extra time for sound check. I'm going to go ahead and play our opening video, and then we're going to come back and we're going to meet
Okay.
these amazing
Do you want to
presenters to
turn
see
off the
the show.
audio?
So, I'm really glad that all of you are here and we're going to get the show on the road. Here we go, starting with our opening video. And welcome, everybody. Let us know where you are geographically and your favorite theatrical play, show, musical experience from your history. That's kind of fun. I definitely want to make sure that I've clicked my sound. I did. Okay. I was smarter than I thought.
What if I were to suggest that you play a key role in the awakening world? And that you are watching this because you have heard the call. We can start right now by opening our hearts and minds. Welcome to the awakening world. Good evening, everybody. I'm Love Coach Scott Katamas, and what you are seeing is what we're going to be starting our show with tonight. We've got a very exciting theatrical presentation taking place. It's kind of a sneak preview of an excerpt of Let the Wind Sweep Through, a Conference of Birds. It's all about Sufi mysticism, and we're going to be hearing all about how this came together. And actually seeing excerpts from the show. So to kind of get us started, I did a pre-recorded interview with the producer of the show, Kaya, and let's hear what she has to say, and then we'll meet the cast and meet the director. Here we go. Well, this happens sometimes. Every now and then, a video that I've got all queued up freezes up. We're going to give that a try again because I do know that it exists because I recorded it and previewed it earlier today. So here we go. Let's try again. Well, we are here with Kaya May coming to us from Esalen, one of our absolute favorite places to be. So we're going to get a little vicarious hit of the beautiful Esalen energy from you, Kaya. And would love for you to share with us, because I'm going to play this before we see the program, the presentation. Tell us all about it.
So this is a ritual theater production, and we're bringing in Sufi mysticism and Anahuacan spirituality together to create an experience where the audience can see themselves in different archetypes going through all the things that get in the way that we might need to face before we reach unity consciousness. And I really believe that stories are the art of ideas, and ideas are what change the world. And so the intention of this play is really creating a three-dimensional um, transmission for our community to bring us closer towards that unity consciousness. And there'll be elements of mask performance, circus, aerial silks, strap, hoop, and puppetry. We'll have some three-dimensional puppets and shadow puppetry, so we can really engage with both the imaginal world as well as the physical. And we have some incredible musicians who are folding in Persian, like live Persian music, as well as sound healing. And everyone is bringing such heart to this journey. And it's such an honor to be working with all these incredible souls.
I am really excited now. Thank you so much. And we love Hannah. Hannah Burke is one of our favorite musical artists. And of course, she's who brought this into us. At the beginning, when you were speaking, of course, most of us are familiar with Sufi mysticism, but you used a word that I wasn't familiar with, Anawakan.
Anahuacan. And I think Melisina will be able to speak more at depth because
Okay.
this is like part of her culture. But my understanding is that the Anahuacan people are um, more native to the Americans,
Okay.
and they have a different kind of spirituality that has a lot of like dream work, which is things that Melisina, our director and writer, does in her daily practice, working with people.
Beautiful. And tell us what has been your role. Of course, you're the producer,
Yes.
um, but share with us a little bit about your role and maybe as I produced for many, many years. I made
Yes.
my living as a producer for 25 years. So producers were kind of like the proud mama or the proud papa. What would you like to share with our audience about your role as producer?
As producer, I connected with the theater. I found all the or many of the performers and helped share the vision so that, we can all be in alignment. I help a lot with the movement direction also, and online presence, getting all the actors fed is an important part.
Yeah.
We're spending a lot of energy every day creating this. And so talking to different restaurants and sharing them about our vision and having a collaborative thing. So we've had so many restaurants offer meals, and every day uh, um, that the actors have been performing in rehearsal, they've been fed, which is
Wow.
a feat, and
That
really,
is wonderful. It's very smart. As a producer, there's a very smart movie you made.
thank you. And then I get to create some beautiful visual art like the poster and the pamphlets and like these donor packs, um, and all the Instagram presence also. So it's great to have that creative engagement as well. And then I'm also performing as the owl. Um,
Oh, wow. Who's going to cover for you today?
um, I think they'll be okay.
Yeah,
Uh,
okay.
yeah, I think the pieces that will be shown, the owl, like the things that I do are like leading the flock in certain like collective conscious moments, uh,
Okay.
with the Sea Morgue, which I'm excited for everyone to see because it's like one of the moments that I'm the most excited about is this like finale where each of the like we have umbrellas that represent the bird archetypes and they get lit up from the
Okay.
inside, and then eventually like they flock and become one bird. So metaphysically and visually, I think it's really beautiful. And someone will embody the beak in my place.
Wow. Wow. Well, it's wonderful. It's exciting. And we'll present it, of course, but when does this open and where is it going to play?
It will be playing at Marin Shakespeare's Indoor Theatre on 4th Street in San Rafael. And it is the first 2 weekends of February, starting the 6th through the 15th, and Friday through Sunday, and the second Thursday.
Well, I live in Tiburon, which is not far from
Oh,
San Rafael
perfect.
at all. So I'm definitely going to buy tickets and come see the
Yay.
show for sure.
Thank you.
Uh, Well,
And all the tickets are suggested donations.
okay.
Intention is really for everyone in our community, like our whole flock, to be uplifted, regardless of finances, because we all deserve, and the only way for us to, move through these times is as a collective. So,
Wow. Well, thank you so much. That's really cool. And thank you for taking some time out of your time here in Esalen. Send us a blessing for tonight that the sound works because it's a little bit different to do Zoom sound
yes,
that many
yes.
people. So we're gonna
Fingers crossed.
send positive sound energies. And
Yes,
thank
I
you.
will.
And I will look forward to meeting you in person, maybe when I come to see the show. And I'll
We would
look out
love
for the owl and I'll say,
that. Yes, that's Kaya.
there's Kaya. Woo-hoo!
Ooh,
Thank you so much and have a beautiful, beautiful day.
you too. Blessings.
Beautiful, right? So now we get to meet the director of the show. And I'm really looking forward to hearing kind of about your ancestral background and how that has become, part of the inspiration for the show. So we're now going to hear from Melusina Gomez. Welcome.
Oh, thank you for having us. Oh, sorry, we have a sound reverb. Can you fix that? Turn off the audio. Well, we're here at the Marin Shakespeare Company's Theater in our rehearsals. This is still a work in progress, but we're really delighted to be able to share some of our work. Again, I'm Melusina Gomez. I'm the artistic director for Moonrope Ritual Theater, and this is our production of Let the Wind Sweep Through, a conference of birds. I'm surrounded here by some of the beautiful cast. It's not all of us. We are more birds than these. But we're here tonight to show you a little bit. But just to give you a background on what we're doing and this whole style of ritual theater, this has been a lifelong journey for me to try to understand, research, recreate what ritual theater has been in the past and what it could be for us now. And like many people, my background is quite mixed. Growing up as a Mexican American, first generation born here in the Bay Area, but having a strong connection to some of the ancestral medicine that came through, that I only got glimpses of, like many of us, just watching some of the things that the elders did in my family in their line of curanderismo, just little bits I got to see with what they might do with herbs, or kind of these secret meetings that the older women would do where they might have certain materials and candles and prayers where they were helping each other, like cleansing, healing, addressing certain situations. But I didn't get to learn in that way. But I do believe that there's something about the time that we're in and the generation that I'm in that was about making a bridge between what we might have known in the past or what might still be singing in our bloodlines and what kind of world we're in now where, those lines have not necessarily been passed forward in a clear way. And yet we're facing so much change. So that's where I started, with dreams, with intuition, with fragments, and trying to piece together what that might mean for me now. And when I found theater early in my life, I was really attracted to the power of storytelling, the idea that we go into the dark and all of us together go through this journey where the audience, even though they're in the seats watching, have the opportunity to feel like they experienced something firsthand, not as an outsider, and feel also moved and changed by it. So my process began with researching cultures that used ritual theater, of course, the Greeks, the Japanese theater traditions, sacred dance from different parts of the world. And I learned about the particulars of what you're doing in the theater. You're either letting something transmute, moving it out for like a catharsis, or planting a new idea into the dark space that could grow, or seeing yourself mirrored and recognizing pieces of yourself that maybe you didn't intend to have take over. And many other ideas of how we connect with the divine through these sacred art forms that were once never divorced from being like a priestess tradition. So, so I went on a journey to both understand theater as an art form and lots of training there to create work that could speak to the heart and be visually stunning to let everybody into that imaginal world. And at the same time, I studied sacred traditions and ritual and energy medicine and understanding, not in a vague way, but in a specific way. What are we doing with the psyche of the collective that comes to see us, that then we're trying to move something for, and how do we be very specific about that work? So I myself, if you trace back my indigenous lines, they're coming from more than one place. We have some Mazateca in our line, but my family is also mixed. We have a lot of the Spanish, Basque, Moorish, and there's a lot of things combined. And I do think that that is the song of the present and of the future, that we are not just one thing. We're coming more and more to bring the lines of the collective knowledge together. But in particular, I focus my efforts on understanding what came from ancient Mexico with the Mexica, the Aztec, because they were brilliant about passing on, like recording practices through the oral tradition, keeping a preserved mythology and a mystery tradition in secret, and then handing it to this moment now in particular, because they were with complicated systems of prophecy looking ahead to what they saw in our time as a great change of era, where a lot of the things of the past that had to do with dreaming and the unconscious and the mystic side of life that was so persecuted in the last era, that these things would be really needed as we face where we're heading now. They call it the sixth sun. So along with those prophecies and some of the key archetypes like the Quetzal, for Quetzalcoatl, and Mali Nali, who is the feminine pathway of knowledge, holding a lot of that secret mysticism tradition. These were the archetypes they saw leading us ahead from here into something new that moves very much like what is encoded in some of the Sufi story that we've been studying. So moving towards unity consciousness, as was spoken, moving towards a recognition that we're not separate from the divine and that it's a matter of awakening and then moving in a different way, in a different rhythm, from a different kind of place, not so much striving, pushing one down for the other to come up, and in that cycle of looking outside of ourselves, but more looking inward. So these are the themes that I've tried to weave in the writing. After spending about a year understanding what I could of this beautiful ancient story, the Conference of the Birds was written in 1177 CE by Attar of Nashapur. So this is a very old story, beloved in the Persian community. And we honor the ancestral knowledge that's coming from there in this gorgeous archetypal story about a group of birds who come together, called by originally the hupu, and they're asked to go on a journey to find essentially the divine. They call the Simorg, the great bird they're looking for. And in order to go, they have to cross these valleys, 7 of them. And in that journey, they have to come face to face with the things that can't go with them, parts of them that are afraid. A lot of it is about fear. Parts of them that are more attached to certain things of their identity. And then ultimately, as they go on, they start to see more of what they're looking for. And they find it's not what they thought. But I've taken that idea and a lot of the archetypes of the birds, not all of them from the story, but many of them, and combined it with something that comes from the tradition Náhuatlismo, the ancient tradition of indigenous Mexico. And then what I've put together is looking at the concept of the underworlds in that tradition, which are very similar in their own way to the valleys. They're places where your mind is trapped from your past traumas, experiences, from cultural information that's come to you, from your past soul lives and things that were not resolved. So we have partnered the valleys with those underworlds, of which there are 9. in order that we face all of these elements of shadow and unconsciousness as we move towards what we're looking for and discover what we didn't expect. So it's a blending of these two East-West kinds of traditions. And we've also brought in a layer of curanderismo, which is a post-colonial kind of growth from Náhuatlismo into blending a lot that came from Europe in order to address trauma and other emotions that are out of balance, fear, sadness, and it's so many things that get named. But the idea in curanderismo is that we aren't trying to force and fight and push when we're trying to heal, that we don't heal unless we also feel safe. So there is this nurturing. And so that's another thing that we've changed from the original story, is that it isn't just about teaching, this is what you need to do in order to go forward. It's about tending to where we're stuck in a way that brings in that divine feminine pathway of caring, loving, nurturing, in order that we all can go to the best of our ability. There's a lot more to say, but I'll let you
Oh my gosh, this is wonderful. I'm going to read to you some of the comments that have come in from our audience, and then we'll go with the show. But there's some really wonderful comments coming in. I want you to know how our people are responding. Christy, Dia writes, Scott, Omashar and company, this is a bold, brilliant choice. Merci, thank you so much. And our beloved Hannah Bork, who is the tall person in the back there, is who brought this to us. Connie says, I love how we are doing our shadow work and discovering what we didn't expect. Thank you. And then she continues to say, speaking about you, she is so articulate. She is speaking my language of what I saw decades ago through the indigenous knowing and way of life for what's coming on our planet. Christy Michaels, who lives in Marin, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to organize a group of us to come see the show, because a lot of us are Bay Area. Christy writes, I love the power of ritual theater, especially when the community engages in the ritual as well. I created this live ritual for 15 years with 35 priestesses and priests. And Dorina Joy is coming to us from Ecuador. We truly are a global peace tribe with people all over the world. And so she's sending her blessings and reminding us that this is Global Community Engagement Day. So how perfect that we are bringing you on to do. And I love how you're weaving together your different cultures. And a total aside, but being part Basque, there is a wonderful Basque restaurant, there was, in Sausalito called Guernica, which was my favorite restaurant for 20 years. And it was all Basque tradition food, but that's another story. So fantastic. Thank you. And I'm going to turn it over to you now to introduce and start the show with us, maybe what segment of the show we're going to be seeing.
Absolutely. Thank you. Thank you, everyone. I appreciate that. And it means a lot. So what we're going to show you is a little bit of the arc of the show by glimpsing 3 different scenes. This show is about activation. It's about transmuting fear. And though we would love to show you everything, what we're going to do to represent that is give you a little bit of the beginning where the birds are called. Now the characters come out, but also the audience members, they're dressed as birds and we give them masks on sticks that they can feel like they're also part of it. So in the beginning, we show you the first orientation as if it literally is a conference talking to the different birds. And this will be interrupted and we'll show you the arc of our dove. So you'll see a scene from the beginning, and then you'll see a scene that's in the middle where we get into some of the deepest part of the shadow is addressing fear itself and how it freezes us. So in the middle, we have the Valley of Understanding in the original story, which is about all of the knowledge that we thought we had falls short and basically leaves us with nothing. We didn't know anything after all. And we've partnered that with the underworld of the freezing winds, which has to do with being frozen by fear. And so we'll show you a little bit of the struggle that the dove goes through in that scene with the wind. And then we'll come to the end where they reach the Valley of Unity and step further into the Valley of Wonderment. And this is where you'll see some of the beautiful Simorg imagery. Simorg is a word that in the old language, Farsi, I believe it means 30 birds. So they are the 30 that come to the end of the story out of the 1,000 that start. They find that what they're looking for is themselves. Actually, it's a reflection that they see where all 30 of them make up one large bird, and they are all a part of it. And that's the divine that they were looking for. So this is what we tried to represent in this last scene, which will take us all the way through to our lovely Nightingale's song and our choreography for it. So that's what you'll see. Again, it's a work in progress. We are opening in a little over a week, or just about a week now, and we are getting close, but so we'll show you where we're at and share with you some of the magic that's been created.
Fantastic. Thank you so much. We're excited.
Thank you. Okay, places.
One of the mics needs to be on. One of the mics needs to be on.
Friends, I hope your journey here has been rich with nourishment and blessed with safe places to rest.
Turn Cappy's mic on again.
I'm sorry, but you need to turn Cappy's mic on. We can't. Cappy's mic needs to be turned on.
Friends, I hope your journey thus far has been rich with nourishment and blessed with safe places to rest. We who have survived and come this far gather now for a larger migration. We have not come for comfort, nor for safety, but to greet a truth made available to us by the grace of a movement of stars. Now, set your attention to the star compass of your heart. Each of you, a reader of constellation shapes, attuned to the slightest changes in electromagnetic frequencies and the path of the Milky Way. 4 billion of us attuned to the stars, creating a map now, as in older times, to visionary flights and so much more. What is a star? But a memory of light, showing what is past and bringing it into shining view to light the present in the long dark of night. What is a bird? But a traveler of starlit realms, a migrant in every land, and an emissary between the celestial and the rooted. Where have you come from? And what has brought you here for this quest? What have you carried with you? And how much have you lost? You have already answered the call to be here. Come with me now on this journey, and together, what journey? Why do we want to leave our homes?
Keep your mic on, David.
You proud, yeah, you know I heard you crying out loud. I was born in the belly of the beast, in the middle of the night, in the temple of defeat. I am here cause you called my name. I know the demon tried to snuff your flame. Full desire, let the fire burn in me, for the elemental nature of my soul is flying free. Bless his Helen, all the damage done. Mother knows that the war's been won. Now's the time for the healers on the run to steady up the beat and the rhythm of the drum. Meditate, let it all arise. Celebrate every tear in your eyes. You're brave for just being alive, with the monumental weight of forgetting your divine. I am humble like the jungle. I am bleeding, can you feel me? I am humble like the jungle. I am healing, can you feel me? When you remember that you chose your life, there's no need for you to run and hide. I'm sick and tired of the shame and deceit and the fear of never knowing when the mission is complete. There's a presence trying to steal your mind. Lay your shadows up to the light. Choose to love and you will heal in time. And let the fear of the unknown continue to swallow your life. I am humble like the jungle. I am bleeding, can you Holy Ghost, I'll make you proud. Yeah, you know I heard you crying out loud. I was born in the belly of the beast, in the middle of the night, in the temple of defeat. I am here because you called my name. Another demon tried to snuff your flame. Cold desire, let the fire burn in me. For the elemental nature of my soul is flame free. Bless is hell and all the damage done. Mother knows that the war has been won. Now's the time for the healers on the run to steady up the beat and the rhythm of the drum. Meditate, let it all arise. Celebrate every tear in your eyes. You're brave for just being alive, with a monumental weight of forgetting you're divine. I am humble like the jungle. I am bleeding. Can you feel me? I am humble like the jungle. I am healing. Can you feel me? I am humble like the jungle. I am bleeding. Can you feel me? I am humble like the jungle. I am healing. Can you feel me? Ooh, ooh, oh, 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 oh. Hey, oh, oh, oh. Ooh, ooh, oh, oh, oh. Hey, oh, oh, oh.
Amazing. I'm going to go to gallery view and let's give some lots of love, hearts, and twinkles for this beautiful, beautiful presentation. And of course, our beloved Hannah, who's now one of our favorite musical artists. How much fun. Wow. I'm going to go to just this one, stay with this spotlight here. I'm going to read to all of you. I hope you can hear me. Hannah, if you can hear me, give me a thumbs up. So I'm going to read some of the amazing comments coming in from our audience. Dr. Laura writes, whoops, so many people are coming in. Here we go. Carol writes, I am loving this. I'm very connected to birds. When I was certified in Connecticut as a science teacher, I made birds my focus in my portfolio. And she was on the owl team in school where she worked at, and she's a bird brain at heart. Dr. Laura writes, so glad to know that Hannah's beautiful song is getting more audience. Beatrice writes, what a privilege it is to participate in this sensitive and meaningful presentation right from my own living room, the best seat in the house, so intimate. Thank you. Diora writes, Hannah's beautiful music and haunting lyrics. Yes. Eleanor Joy writes, this production exudes grace. Even the drapes in the back right now. This is awesome. Dia writes, mesmerizing. Diora writes, love the drone singing bowls. Lorna says, this is a magical mystery tour. Christy Michaels writes, so clever the lighting. I love that it creates all these unexpected effects. Dr. Laura writes, the visuals are magical. Susan writes, this looks like a jellyfish. And Mark writes, I love expressionistic theater. Nayla writes, this is a welcome change of pace. I'd love to see more performance art like this on the show. And it goes on and on and on. There's too many more coming in. So just a handful of the appreciation coming in from our presenters. And thank you so very, very much. It was beautiful.
Was that the whole of it?
Well, we'd love to show you our musicians that you can't see, and then we'd love to have everybody maybe sit together and we can answer questions. But that's all we want to show of the production at the moment. But we would love for you to come see the whole thing.
Truly
Absolutely.
awesome. And Hannah, you sounded really fantastic, sweetheart.
Yeah, and for those of you in the Bay Area, let me know if you would be interested, and I'll organize a date for us to all go see the show together. And remind us again of the nights that it's playing.
It's playing on starting from February 6th, which is next Friday night, and 7 p.m. And then it will be that Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Our Sunday show is at 2 on the first weekend. And then the following weekend, we have a Thursday night, Friday night, Saturday night, and Sunday night, all at 7. And yeah, also so that everybody knows, all of these fantastic artists, all of them established in their own rights, everyone on stage here, all those who are not here, and our musicians who you can't see yet, but we'd love to show you. Everyone here volunteered. Everyone
Yay!
to be a part of this production.
You sounded great. Thank you.
Their artistry. So if you come to the show, that actually helps us, you know, that gives them the love and support that they all deserve.
And can you put the link into the chat box of where we can get information on this?
You can find it in several places. You can find it marinshakes.org, marinshakes.org, because we are here again in their 4th Street Theater in San Rafael. You can find it as well on my website, which is, I'll wait for a person typing to catch up. It's
Okay, marinshakes.org doesn't work.
Oh, okay.
Marin Shakespeare.
Marin Shakespeare.
Ah, okay.
Shakespeare.org. Yes. Yeah. Shakespeare.org. That's the fastest way to.
That worked. That worked. Okay. And I'm going to take a look. So here is that. And where can we find you? Tickets, calendar. Let's click this.
Go down. Yeah. And for, you could also, if you go to their main homepage, you'll see us right on the front page.
Okay, here's the main homepage. I don't see your show though.
Scroll down here. No.
There it is. There you are. Okay, great.
We also have, we're also, of course, with 2 other websites, though, and an Instagram page. We are Let the Wind Sweep Through on Instagram. You can find us there. We also have my website and Kaya's website. Both have links to the show and also to like raising funds and donations so we can honor people, you know, make sure everyone is covered for whatever expenses. So there's several ways, and mine is Metzmekatl. It'll be kind of less intuitive. Metzmecatl, Metzmekatl. That means moon rope in Náhuatl. And that is .com. And
Beautiful.
also have Birds, a Haven. Is it Haven Marin or Haven? Haven.com. Haven.com/birds. Haven Wellness Center in San Anselmo.
Okay. Well, I think I don't want to confuse people, so we'll just stay with what we've got. So I think marinshakespeare.org is easier for people to remember, or Instagram at Let the Winds Sweep Through. And I'm going to pull it up because the majority of people watching are actually watching on our broadcast partners. We go out to about 150 Facebook groups and pages. So I'm just going to leave it up for them for a minute so that people can take a screenshot. And if you go to marinshakespeare.org and scroll down, you'll see it. Again, we're talking about Let the Wind Sweep Through, a conference of birds. And an absolutely spectacular show. I'm looking forward to bringing a lot of our friends to see it. We actually need to move on, I think, because we've got other guests tonight, and we kind of allotted an hour for this. But this was absolutely wonderful. Comments are still coming in. Hannah, thank you so much for suggesting it and bringing it to us. And I promise I will bring a merry band of pranksters and global peace tribers to come see the show. Probably your opening weekend.
And the musicians are just going to come on for a bow, along with Kapi and David. Thank you so much.
Yeah, everybody, come on out. Let's. And I'm going to go.
We want the most
Let's send lots of love.
audacious bow, you know.
Fantastic. Thank you, everybody. Beautiful, beautiful, very beautiful. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Wow. Well, that was fun, and I'm glad that this was different, obviously, than what we've done before. But I'm really appreciating that our audience is enjoying it and enjoyed it. It was a success. But we're only halfway through the show. We've got a wonderful guest. We actually brought her back because so many of you loved her the last time she was on, and it's Natalie Namaste. She's back with us. And for those of you who don't know her, she's a globally recognized intuitive healer, Reiki master, teacher, and channeler. I've been tuning into some of her channelings on her that she does on a regular basis, and they're amazing. She's been doing this for 25 years. And her journey is really an inspiration as she stepped into her power at a very young age. She has supported thousands of people all over the world. She not only channels profound wisdom that expands our mind and dissolves kind of our outdated beliefs, but she radiates a massive amount of light. And I think we all experienced that before. So I invite you, as she shares tonight, to really tune in and experience her offerings. She's going to be sharing tonight a message about cracking the karmic wheel, including how we can come out of suffering and kind of stuck patterns so that we can truly live in the true flow of the universe, which is full of peace. And we are the Global Peace Tribe. I think she's going to start off with a meditation to kind of drop us in, and then she'll take live questions and even channel some answers for us. So thank you, Natalie, for coming to this kind of unique edition of the Awakening World. And I hope you enjoyed that show. That was really beautiful, wasn't it?
Oh, I feel like our hearts have just opened and we are in the unity consciousness right now. Just drop deep into this presence and love. So, yeah, wow, I feel very blessed to be here. Thank you for inviting me, and that this is very special. Wow, thank you.
Already we're getting comments. Carol writes, welcome back, Natalie. I saw you recently on the Heart Conference. Dr. Laura writes, oh, Natalie, you are the sweetest podcaster on YouTube. And Scotty Satori writes, wow, Natalie, you keep us so up to date on your YouTube channel. And also your courses are such a reasonable cost. So already you're getting love from some of our Global Peace Tribers here.
Oh, thank you, everyone. And I truly feel that as I show up on YouTube, it's coming from love, and I'm doing the work to if ever there is a pattern in my mind that, tries to push us. Sometimes we have these patterns in our mind that say, oh, do this so that you can experience that. No, we don't react from and respond and show up in life from that frequency. We let go of any of those patterns in the mind, and we keep coming back to the heart. And that's where the truth is, that where the love, the light is. And from that space, that's where I create, that's where I channel, where I share. And from this space, I'm going to channel a meditation for us all. Scott, how much time do I have for meditation and questions and like the whole amount, so just so I can have it in mind?
Say 30 minutes.
Okay, beautiful.
Thank you. Yeah.
Yeah. So beautiful souls. This meditation that's going to channel through can be deeply felt and experienced. I invite you to get very comfortable. You can either lie down or sit up nice and tall, and then roll your shoulders up and back, opening up your heart. This is your time to receive deeply healing, love, support, and whatever else the universe and the angels bring through. And also, this is a space where you can release anything that's blocking or stopping you from living and being in the truth of what you are, that we are all one, that you are love, that you are infinite light. So gently closing your eyes. And as you close your eyes, bring all your awareness inside your chest, deep inside in this space. Your beautiful heart is beating. It is pulsing, your unique pulse, frequency, pattern, colors, joy, and love. And as you connect to your heart, just notice what you start to sense, what you may start to see through your inner eye. Just observe as something starts to open and deepen. Your beautiful heart is creating the most divine patterns throughout your body. And into your energy field, your aura that surrounds you. And these patterns, light, colors, dark, shadows, sparkle, all is welcome. As you notice them, as you sense them and experience them, this is all coming from the divine expression and experience of your soul, of you. You are connecting to your soul, your unique experience and expression. And as you follow the patterns, move with them, move with the colors, the patterns, the light, the dark, flow with it and let it take you on a journey, flowing into the universe, flowing into the deep cosmos. Just observe. Just let go. There is nothing you need to hold on to. This is your soul, your spirit, taking you on a sacred soul journey to expand into the universe, and you flow. Your soul, the light that you are, has a message for you, a message for the part of you that is the receptive mind. Your mind is so open to your higher self, and you are open to receiving this message from your higher self, from your soul, deep into and through your mind, into your heart. Receive now. Receive deeply. You are capturing the essence, the wisdom, the tender lovingness of your soul into and through your mind, into your heart. And you can access this message, this wisdom, this love, always deep inside your heart. And as you float in the universe, you ask yourself, how can I remember to keep coming back to this unity consciousness of love? Because I know that it's here in the present moment, every moment. But sometimes I forget. Sometimes I get attached to the identity of the human I'm playing and experiencing myself as. Sometimes I get caught up in the emotions or in my own thought patterns that repeat. Or sometimes I am triggered or deeply affected by what's happening in the outer world. How can I keep coming back to the present moment where the unity consciousness is available and always is vibrating love? How can I remember? And the answer is coming through to you now. And the angels are here. A huge group of high frequency beings of light have just entered into this space. You may feel tears of love or just huge expansion from your heart. You may feel tingles and light. They're coming in strong with this divine pink golden light, and they're going to channel a message through me to all of us in this group to help us to remember how to access this. Beloved beings of light, yes, that's you. You are love and light. And you've never left the love and the light. It is what holds you. So to remember it is to come back into the present moment. And the most beautiful portal to come back to presence is your physical body, because your body only exists right here. And as you bring awareness into your body, you may feel energy, vibration, tingling, heat, pulsing. Even the pain that you feel in the body, that is a portal, a gateway back to presence. Whatever you sense and feel in your body, accept it, beautiful soul. Accept whatever the present moment is bringing up for you, because acceptance is the vibration of love, and love is wholeness, and wholeness heals. What is happening in the outer world, it is happening as a mirror of the inner world. Inside each one of you, you have a mind, and you are a soul, and sometimes there are patterns in your mind that you have taken on from your ancestors, that you have taken on from society, from culture, and you've identified with them. But we want to remind you that you are not those patterns. You are not those fears. You are not the worry that arises. You are not the fear or even that voice that pressurizes you or pushes you to take action from a lower frequency of worry or fear. You are not that either. But all of that arises within you. And the greatest gift is to remember that you are none of that, but that you get to experience the array of emotions. Don't judge these emotions as good or bad. Emotions are color. For example, anxiety is a very high-pitched yellow. Deep sadness is a fuzzy, bluish, deep blue color. You wouldn't judge the color. So why do you resist feeling the uncomfortable emotions and attach to feeling the good ones? What if you just allow each emotion to arise, and as you allow them to just move through, you get to be God, consciousness, oneness, having a human experience. And part of the human experience is to feel. And feeling, part of feeling alive, is to have emotions, to experience all the array of color and energy and frequency. So next time an uncomfortable emotion arises, accept it, witness it, observe it, and you will notice that it passes through like a wave of color, dancing through your energy field, and then it disappears. It only lasts when you attach to it, when you become identified with it, becoming a victim of the emotion. Rather, notice it and let it dance through. This too shall pass. All emotions dance through and pass in this reality that you find yourself within, this wonderful dream that you, God consciousness, are dreaming yourself as. You are in your own theater. You are the main character in your own theater. And the more and more you accept and allow, the more and more you don't resist what you don't like, and you don't attach to what you do like, but you see it all as the dance, and you dance freely, the more you'll find peace. That no matter what life brings you, there is always deep peace. That is your true nature. You do not need to strive to find peace. All you need to do is recognize that which you're not, and watch the emotion, the thought patterns dance and move through you without identifying with them. And the less and less you identify with them, the less and less they enter, and the more spaciousness you find yourself within. In that spaciousness, your true nature is already vibrating. Peace, love, harmony. It's always here in the present moment. It's you. So you do not need to think yourself into finding peace, or think yourself into, I need to be a loving person. Just notice what's standing in the way of love, what's standing in the way of peace. And the light that you are will dissolve all that you're not. All those shadows, all those patterns, all that you're not will dissolve just by you recognizing what you're not. The light of your soul burns through it and it dissolves. It's that easy. The release is really easy. The recognizing that which you're not sometimes takes some effort, and that effort is being aware. And right now, beautiful souls, you are so aware. You are so present. You are hearing us, the angels of light. You are receiving our message deeply. You are aware, you are sensing, you are receiving. You are even aware of the awareness that you are. How deep is that? This is profound. So we leave you with this love and this message, and we remind you that you are already divine love, harmony, and peace. That is your true nature. Remember it. It's here in your heart. It's here always, in the present moment. We love you and we bless you with so much light. In this expanded space, notice your breath. Notice your natural breath bringing light and energy into your body. You are inside of the universe, and the universe is inside of you. Every single cell in your body is vibrating and holding the universe. So come inside your body and choose one cell and dive into that cell, and you will see that you're right back in the expanse of the entire universe. And then swim back up through that cell and enter into the fullness of your physical body. Here you are. Here you are, you beautiful soul, in your body with the beautiful mind that you have. Notice the energy in your room. And take a deep breath in of the light that is around you. And as you breathe out, breathe down your body, connecting to Mother Earth, grounding you, anchoring you in to presence. Another deep breath in and out, feeling very present and held by Mother Earth. And Archangel Michael is here, wrapping you in a blue ball of protection, so you feel held and supported and protected. Together, all of us, we take one deep breath in. And as we breathe out, we send the breath to our fingers and wiggle your fingers and stretch to them. Send the breath to your toes and stretch to them. And when you are ready, opening your eyes, coming back, coming back, coming back.
Let's go to gallery view for a moment and send her lots of love, lots of twinkles and little hearts and appreciations. That was just beautiful. And I really would love for some of you to put into the chat box what you experienced, because during her guided meditation, she certainly led us into some places where we could really, I'm sure some of you had some interesting messages. So please put into the chat box any messages that you may have had. And I'm going to go to Omashar and Tiara and see if there's anything that came up for either of you. Also, maybe Desiree, if she's with us. Anything you'd like to share for starters?
It was so beautiful, Natalie. Just the tempo and the rhythm. And when you had us speaking to our higher selves, just the most beautiful messages came through. And then the angels on top of that, it expanded out and was so magical. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, beautiful soul.
Yeah, I would agree. That was absolutely magical. And you could just, your voice just took me off into La La Land. And I was just like, wow. like listen to her voice. It's so peaceful. So thank you for that.
Thank you.
Yeah, and for me, there's no words that can really bridge where we went to because or where we came to. But for me, what I really got out of it is that this physical body is okay to be in, and it really is. It really truly is now. And when you were talking about why do we resist so-called negative feelings, etc., and welcome that which is not, it's another level of judgment which keeps me out of myself. And so I don't think there's any words that could transmit the place in my heart and in the hole that you guided me to. But my takeaway really is to remember that this is the temple of the living God, Goddess, all there is, and not to forget that, and not to be told differently, and to treat it as if it is. I mean, hello, what a concept, to actually honor it as if it is, because I have not through my life. I have occasionally, but I haven't really had this profound realization within myself that I shouldn't have that 12th tequila, or I'm being silly, but you know what I'm saying, that don't poison the temple, because we now more than ever, we need to receive that which is unfiltered and true. So thank you.
So deep. Thank you for reflecting back to me such the depth.
To read some of the comments from our chat box in a minute, but I make my living, Natalie, as a relationship coach. I call myself a love coach, and I've coached about 1,000 couples and families over 25 years. And so when people ask me, well, what is the highest form of love? At this point in my life, I believe it's compassion. And the highest form of compassion is radical acceptance. And so I really appreciated what you said about acceptance, because it really is true. And we can have radical acceptance for ourselves, for each other. Doesn't mean we condone hurtful behavior, but we have radical acceptance for what is and what has been, that really is such a high vibration of love. So I really appreciated how you, in your own words, reflected that. And coming in from our chat box, Eleanor Joy writes, divine connection. I appreciated that you reminded us that we are love and peace. Just allow divine grace to dissolve all the yuck that hides our true essence. Susan Woolridge writes, lifted out of all anxiety, I entered a glowing golden pink realm of peace and love with you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. My new mantra. Zivili writes, beautiful Natalie, I loved it so much. I saw myself as a little girl riding my favorite tricycle and flying off to the cosmos where everything slowed down, remembering love and all that is. So deep for me. Thank you so much, dear. Christy Michael says, the colors of the emotions was very helpful. Thank you. Nayla writes, it's not always that we feel such presence behind the words. Thank you, Natalie. Grace Denise writes, that was lovely and transformative. Thank you. Carol writes, expansion, oneness, and peace. So thank you so very, very much. And where would you like to go next? Do you want to channel for individuals, or are there more messages that come through that you'd like to share?
I feel like if there are one or two or maybe three in the group that have a question, it could be about anything. Let's open up for that.
Okay, so if any of you want to ask a question, raise your hand the way that I just did. If you take a look, you'll see in my little box. And so if you click raise your hand on your Zoom box, that'll take you up to where I can then see that you have a question. Let's see who wants to come on up and ask something from Natalie.
hand. Diara, I saw you.
Hi, Natalie. I'm making myself vulnerable to be present in such a way in front of you and all of our friends here. So I'm already blushing and can feel the heat. So I'm curious as to what you and our beautiful angels and guides have to say.
Thank you for your vulnerability. Thank you for allowing yourself to be seen. One of the human mind created patterns is that often one is afraid to shine one's light or speak to be heard or seen. But each one of you is so deeply unique and special, and there is no one else like you. And so we love when you allow yourself to just be you. When you feel into your heart what brings you joy, and you allow that creativity, you allow yourself to show up in the world in the way that makes you so happy. And when one can't remember or can't find the sole purpose or what truly makes you happy, take a moment to think about when you were younger, when you were little, and what you used to love spending time doing, because that is what your soul loves doing. And then invite yourself to do more of that in your life. Singing, dancing, painting, laughing, writing, communicating, sharing, humming, and everything else in between. Give yourself permission to show up in this world as you, fully, no limits, no boundaries in your own mind, as the limitless creator that gets to shine your unique essence, because we need you as you are. Each one of you adds to the whole, which creates the universe, the most beautiful verse of music, oneness.
On behalf of us all, thank you.
Thank you.
Beautiful, beautiful. And Omashar has raised his hand.
I have, and Natalie and beloved beamings, that was a lovely message that I know was for all of us, for Diara. Mine's a little more mundane, and I'm almost unwilling to say it. However, I'm going to, and it's I've been almost 4 years without any income whatsoever, and I've put out and 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 put out, and it's starting to concern me now. And I'm just wondering what it is in my flow that may be stopping any flow coming into me, and what there is in the future. I'll retract that bit. What is in me that I could open to that would help me actually have some income.
Many past lives where your soul has experienced abundance and also seen what that financial monetary abundance did in different ways. And also many lifetimes where you have lived without abundance. So you are an old soul, you have had both. But it feels like this is where it stems from. It is deep rooted from past life, that there is a love-hate, a push-pull towards money. And so what's blocking it is that the value of it, or the energy towards it, it feels like there is a pattern of a few patterns here. So from past lives, the patterns of, well, I've had so much of it in the past that this life, I don't deserve it. There's one belief that's showing up in the energy field. There's another pattern that's saying that money has this high value, and so will I ever achieve it? So there's a looping mental pattern around that. It's like something to achieve in the future, which means that the truth of it, that it's energy and it's available here, but the pattern is this is how you will be able to notice it when your mind is saying to you, I have to do this to achieve this, or I have to push to get this. When your mind says that, do not act from that ever. And then you will dissolve many, many patterns connected to money. There are many patterns that will come to the surface. So the guidance for you is this. Pay strong attention to what your mind is saying, because there are many patterns that will show, and you will see them. And when they come up, you do not act, you do not react, you just witness them. You even will shake your head. No, I don't believe this. And no, I will not take my next action from this frequency. No. And every time you say no, you are going to be dissolving these patterns that have come in from past lives. Also, there's an ancestral strand from your mother's side, going up the line, that's a poverty consciousness that's come in that side, from your great grandfather on your mother's side. So you will dissolve this. Over the next days, weeks, months, you will do good, strong work of not taking any action based on fear or worry about money. You will dissolve these patterns, and in that spaciousness, you will feel an inspiration that is so strong and light. And when you take action from this frequency, from your higher self, your soul, abundance is already matched to that frequency. And it will start to come in and flow again. The work is strong because it's many lifetimes, but you can do it, and you will do it. And you will notice that throughout the next days and weeks, you will already see changes and shifts. It is here. The abundance is already here in your energy field. Breathe it in.
Thank you, beloved beings. Thank you, Natalie. Thank you.
You know what? We have Omashar up. Because we all love this man so much, and he is such a huge part of the awakening world. So let's all send him maximum grace. Maximum grace for our beloved Omashar. And may he experience abundance in many forms. Maximum grace for our beloved Omashar.
Thank you. Thank you.
Mm. People are saying that they can relate to the message that you gave to Omashar and to Diara. So definitely you both asked questions that I think are relevant for for
I think that's what pushed it out of my mouth, because I'm loath to say those things, but there was a collective thing there. So thank you, Natalie, for being the pure ping, if that makes sense.
Thank you so
That
much,
makes sense.
Omashar, and thank you, Natalie.
Thank you.
I want to let people know how they can get Natalie, and she has been very generous. She has provided, and let me put it back in the chat box again. She's offering a free meditation. And so we put it in the chat box again. I put it in earlier. There we go. There we go. So if you go to this website that's in the chat box, that's where you can register for her meditation series. And so definitely, put in your information like I just did, and that will get you a link. It's really more than a meditation. It's a soul expanding journey, a healing, grounding, and soul expanding journey. So thank you. And it pops right up. I can see it pops right up here on Vimeo. So I know that's what I'm going to listen to tonight as I get ready to go to bed. Thank you so much, Natalie.
Such a pleasure and so lovely to share with all of you. And thank you for your questions. Deep, deep channeled answers to support everyone. Thank you.
Oh, thank you. And is there anything else you'd like for our audience to know, either about your offerings or anything else you'd like to share?
Yes, what's coming in is on the 22nd of February, so it's 0222. The angels have been saying, Natalie, you've got to do a meditation for, and it feels like it's peace within, peace without for our world. And so it's on my website. My website's natalienamaste.com. And you'll see one of the tabs, it says book now. And then you go through there and you'll see there's loads of offerings. So you can see there's lots of different things. You'll see Sacred Circle, and it's this meditation I'm talking about. And then you can choose if you want to, pay money. If you've got money to pay for it, then it's $44. Otherwise, you can use a coupon code. I'm just trying to remember the codes. I've got one that is the coupon code LIGHT, LIGHT, and that gives you 65% off. And if you use the coupon code FREE, FREE, then you don't have to pay anything. I wanted to make it a sliding scale, but this app that I use doesn't give that. So I've done it this way, and I just really want it to be available to everyone so we can all meditate together for peace within, peace without. So and there's lots of offerings. So spend some time on my website. There's lots of resources, and come and join my YouTube community because it's free and it's loving, and I channel the angels. And my YouTube is Natalie Namaste Duality because it's the only reason.
Oops, I went there and it starts with something, but there it is. So I apologize. I was trying to go to your YouTube channel. I didn't mean to interrupt you.
So it's the YouTube is Natalie Namaste Healer, and so we've got such a loving community. It's same vibration as your community, Scott. Everyone here, just we're in the heart together. So that's everything, and I welcome you with so much love.
Thank you. And I did pull it up successfully. So here it is, Natalie Namaste Healer. And that's where you can find her on YouTube, or I guess also on Instagram, Natalie Namaste Healer. And that she certainly is. Natalie, thank you so very much for being with us tonight. Absolutely beautiful. Just absolutely, absolutely beautiful. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. This is so special.
And I appreciate how generous you are, that you're offering so many things for free, discount codes. And if you can pop the discount codes into the chat box, because I wasn't able to write them down. I was pulling up your website, so that would be helpful. And thank you. You're truly an earth angel.
Oh, thank you. Truly namaste. The light in me honors and sees the light in you.
Beautiful. Thank you. Well, we have one more presentation actually, and this is a pre-record. Originally, we were going to play this on one of the collaborations. Once a month now, I'm collaborating with Neil Gar in Portal to Ascension. And that particular show, it just got really, really late, so we didn't get a chance to play it. And so this is Jessica Taylor, and Jessica is from England. For those of you coming to the Conscious Life Expo, she's going to be there, and I'll have her on my show live because I'm going to be broadcasting from the Conscious Life Expo. But this is a chance for you to meet her, and she's really quite interesting. So I'm looking forward to sharing this with you, and here we go. All the way from England, Jessica Taylor. Took a moment. We are with Jessica Taylor, who's coming to us from Cornwall, England. And she's had a fascinating life. And like many of us, a big awakening, especially around the time of COVID. It seems like when COVID happened, there was an increase in awakening. And that's, of course, when we started doing our Global Peace Tribe shows. It's when Portal to Ascension happened. It's interesting that COVID time, Jessica, was really like, okay, all hands on deck, right?
Yes. Yeah. I think there are so many people that have stepped into new paths and had quite a crumbling of things, that was no longer in alignment, starting to fall away, and have almost been forced into stepping into something a little bit higher, or maybe stepping into something that feels more aligned. So I think it did a lot of good as well as the damage. There's always something.
Absolutely. Which is how life works. That's how things work on this planet. Birth is painful. You've given birth now to 2 boys, and labor's not easy. Yeah, and so our planet's in a birth canal right now, and we're in our labor pains.
Yeah. I think there's a lot of collective releasing density so that we can go through that process and be able to come out towards something lighter.
And that's the theme of tonight's show, is that the rise of consciousness is underway. So how are you experiencing the rise of consciousness with your clients in England? What are you observing?
Most people that are drawn to do sessions with me already have a very, when I say an awakened worldview, they are no longer looking at the kind of main platforms for their information and to gain their experiences. They've usually begun some kind of form of a spiritual journey. And for some, there's a lot of confusion. But for most, I would say they are starting to realize that there is a higher purpose for them, or a purpose for their soul that they hadn't previously been that aware of. And they're, starting to want to find their way out of maybe what they've done for a long time, or something that just doesn't seem to fit anymore, because they want to go on to that kind of connection with the higher self and learn how to learn the language and speak to the higher states of consciousness. And I think that we are collectively starting to remember that we are not separate from source. We contain that energy within us, and we've come to have an experience. And I believe that experience then, via vibration, expands the consciousness of source itself, and it can keep kind of growing from that. So something that happens to one person on an individual level also affects the collective, whether it's a contraction or an expansion of consciousness. So I think the illusion that that if for those that believe in God, that God is a separate entity that has control over us, I think that's falling away for a lot of people. And for those that have never felt that connection before, they're starting to at least kind of open up and start wondering. And I think there's an innate knowing that is starting to come back online, that there is something more than just the physical body, that there is an energy that's interconnected, and that there is a lot more out there for us to experience.
Yeah, absolutely. They say that as we've moved into the Aquarian age, we moved out of the Piscean age, where
Mhm.
people felt they needed to go through a medium, through a church to
Yes.
God. And
Mm.
Aquarian age, we're recognizing that we have a direct connection, that we are, in fact, one with the infinite. We're all drops in the ocean of God. Now,
Yeah.
something that's really fascinating that I really want to explore with you is your relationship to the Pleiades. Many of our viewers relate mostly to the Pleiades and to Arcturus. So
Yeah.
tell us about your relationship to the Pleiades and your Pleiadian guide.
So firstly, I think that it's pertinent to explain how they explain incarnation to me, because I think that anyone who is connecting with these energies or these guides from different parts of the cosmos, it is because they are aspects of their soul. So I'll go to the Pleiadian explanation that I've understood from them, is that when the incarnation process is like there's a spark of energy that sends itself out from source. So imagine source is the sun and there's a solar flare, right? So the spark of energy kind of goes out and disperses itself between the different layers of frequency. And in each frequency, there are also multiple dimensions and multiple experiences that you can have. And because we're humans, we perceive things in a very linear way. So you take it, so from our perception, there are 12 layers of frequency. And when that spark sends out, it goes down through the 12, and it's like flour being sifted. So the more that it sifts, the more layers it goes through, the more separated it is from source. So the more separated our experience is from the divine. So in the third dimension, that experience is obviously quite a lot separated from the 13th layer, which is that energy of source. And a lot comes in around the number 13 and why it's been inverted in some ways there as well. So what they explained to me is that spark of energy that goes and settles down through all these different layers, that is all the different parts of our soul family, all the different parts of the expression of us. And it is when we are able to align ourselves with frequency, like different frequencies and different dimensions, that we then experience the other parts of our soul's energy. So many people, when they first come to spirituality, will experience guides who are human in their form, or someone who has previously lived in their perception, because that's the easiest kind of resonance to shift into when you first have awakening. And those guides will always be there, that energy will always be there, but you may not work with them so much when you start to move into higher vibrations. And so for me, it was that once I had gone into much, much deeper gratitude, or within my life in general, not just in little moments, but actually I just felt so much more grateful for my human experience. And certain events happened in my life that just seemed to be a confirmation of that, because I was drawing more of that high vibrational energy to me, was when the Pleiadians came forward and basically introduced themselves. And they'd always been there, or the main guide that I channel with has always been there, but he had to wait until I was going to be in a vibration that was accepting of his, in a resonance where I could find him and where he could make contact with me. So I think there are many of us who have all these different fascinating aspects of our souls throughout the cosmos. And it is when we resonate with certain ones that we start to experience them. And so quite often with clients, I'll see multiple cosmological starseed kind of information, so that somebody might have some strong connections to Sirius, but they'll also see that they've got connections to maybe Andromeda or Arcturus or somewhere else that they haven't started making connection with yet. But if they remain on a trajectory that continues to lift their vibration, they will also have the communication with those beings, because they will be able to be open enough to have that experience.
That makes sense. That makes sense. So tell us about your direct experience
With the channeling?
Yeah, and with the Pleiades.
So for me, it began by I'd be in quite deep meditation. I'd be sort of moving through the astral planes, and I knew I was able to kind of go out of body a little bit. And it actually begun with connections with Anubis from ancient Egypt. He was one of the first that came to me. He was quite fascinating, and I think he was a Syrian being. And after a while, so he taught me quite a lot about the connection of the physical body and why it's important in the human experience to actually connect with the physical body, because quite often when we go through spiritual awakening, we then just want to remain in like the highest centers and be really just connected to the divine all the time. But one of the tools we have to get into those states is the human body. And so Anubis came because I had been, very much just in the higher centers, and taught me how to realign my energy so that I was bringing in those higher frequencies and able to bring them into my human experience. And therefore I started to experience changes in like my material surroundings and my security and things like that in a positive way, because I was bringing through the higher frequencies into myself in a more physical way and not kind of just trying to stay in the higher centers. And then after a while, the energy started to change a little bit, and I started to feel beings from Lyra and Pleiades. And it was so clear when they came through that that's who they were, just by the energy and the feeling of them. It's quite hard to explain, but it was that moment of like just inner knowing that that's what this is. And I did still ask a lot of questions. I wanted to make sure it wasn't anything, in disguise that was a bit more nefarious and then they taught me anyway that actually the higher your vibration, the harder it is for something like that to penetrate it anyway. But, we did our kind of due diligence and discernment practice and things there. And they started to give me messages. And at the time I was doing meditation work that was related to the collective and what we were experiencing as a whole on the planet. And there were a lot of things that they would tell me that we would then see happen. And I was getting a lot of dreams that were very precognitive and a lot of contact with them. And then I would start to recognize when it was this one particular being who is called Kistos, and he is my main guide. And I would know when he'd come forward. And I was doing this in a group with a lot of others too, and they kind of feel it too, and like, oh, Kistos is here again, and he get ready. And we kind of got to know each other. And initially it began where I started just channeling some light language. And then from that, once I was comfortable with that, I just practiced it at home. And sometimes in the meditation group I was in, because I was comfortable with that. But once I'd allowed that to come through, then I think it allowed my ego and my consciousness permission to step out enough that I wasn't trying to control it, so that the Pleiadians, so that Kistos could come through and actually start to speak, which is what he did. And one of the wonderful things about that was that, the first few live platform channelings that I did, which were in-person events, that there would be people there who could see him or see his energy. A friend of mine who's a very, very gifted psychic she'd just kind of be watching him the whole time, because she could see, this kind of shift in the energy and everything that was there. And they have just provided me with such a depth of understanding of why we incarnate, how like what the purpose is, why it's relevant, and where we are going kind of collectively as a species, and why we have experienced some of the things that we have on this planet, and how it expands us when we experience polarity, because that's so much a part of the human experience. So it's really, just kind of grown and grown and grown from that, the different levels of consciousness that they've been able to transfer.
Really, like, so much of what you're sharing is beautiful. And I want to just riff on the very important part you talked about, how the more we raise our vibration, we can attune and experience higher vibration frequencies. And also we're less likely to be connected to hungry ghosts or
Yeah.
energies that are more confused, that are more negative. And so it really is so much about raising our vibration. What are some of the tools and practices that you use, have used, and still use, perhaps, for raising your vibration?
I work a lot with the heart chakra. So I before I started channeling the Pleiadians, I thought of the chakra system in a kind of linear way, because we're humans, so we see, you know, top to bottom, and they kind of explained to me that actually that particular energy center can be used more of like a nucleus of where the information is transferred to the different energy systems. So when the heart chakra is in the like optimum health, it helps to realign the higher and the lower centers as well. And the most trouble that we get is when that center is blocked, because it stops a kind of coherent communication. So if you imagine, instead of seeing the chakra systems going from bottom to top or the other way around, you see it like a ball with the heart center in the middle. And then it's like the information is being threaded and woven through that point. So I found that it was that by focusing on that, I mean, just going into meditation and seeing that energy, bringing light down from the cosmos into it, or up from Gaia, or both, and seeing it expand, and just watching it expand from myself outside of my body and out into the room, and doing that regularly. And you can do that in 5 or 10 minutes. It's not something that needs to be a really long practice, but it starts to open you up to higher frequencies. And I think it really is the kind of the communication point to both Gaia and to the cosmos as well. And for me, was the best way to actually lift my own frequency. And also, once you start working with that center and you start finding that there are differences in your physical reality, you know, things start to just maybe appear that you were waiting for, or, you know, opportunities, then you start to notice those opportunities and those doors opening. And when you give gratitude for that, then it shifts your vibration massively. And I know the idea of practicing gratitude is something that is often repeated amongst the spiritual community, but it is so fundamental in, so they told me that love is the highest frequency and gratitude is how you get to it. So the more that you can have that gratitude for the kind of the smaller things, the day-to-day things, the bigger you start to see it, the more you start to see it come into your life, and then your vibration just lifts and lifts and lifts and lifts. There was one time when I'd actually gone through a bankruptcy and a huge amount of stress. I had been very ill, like mentally and physically, from that. But I'd let go of everything and just gone, okay, whatever you want to do next, fine, we'll do it. And I think I won like £30 on a scratch card, which at the time, you know, to a lot of people that sounds like nothing. That's, you know, it's pennies. It's sort of almost a negligible amount. But I was so excited just to have that, because I had such a difficult time. It was like this real gratitude, and things snowballed after that. In a way, they got better and better, and all the things that I'd been trying to manifest for years, trying to bring into my life, that had never quite come, they all just started to appear. And it was just from the, you know, the smaller things and stepping into that, and your vibration just will keep lifting if you keep practicing like that.
You're totally speaking to the choir here. I mean, thank you, because gratitude is my religion, and
Yeah.
I make my living as a love coach. And you're right. I mean, those are the two things. It's like to be as grateful as we possibly can. You know, still have empathy for our suffering or the suffering of others. You know, we have empathy, but to be as grateful as possible, and raising our vibration. So,
yeah.
This is just a little homeopathic dose of you, Jessica, and I want to let people know how they can get more of you. And you have a lot of wonderful offerings.
So you can find you can find me. I'm at jessicataylorintuitive.net, and you can book one-to-one channeling sessions, as well as tickets to live platform events that I hold. But I do also announce everything on Instagram. The handle for that is at Jessica Taylor Intuitive. I put lots of short videos on there, so there'll be lots of short guidance snippets that you can just dip in and out of, as well as information about interviews, channeling sessions, and things like that.
Yeah, absolutely. And again, going back to her website one more time, it's Jessica Taylor Intuitive. And she's got an opportunity. I know many of our people really enjoy connecting to the Pleiades. And so she's going to be doing an event on the 18th of January. So let's see, that's 5 o'clock in England. That would be our 9 a.m., which is a good time for people. So definitely check that out. And Jessica, what a joy to meet you.
Thank you so much. I've loved talking.
Some time to be with us, and we'll look forward to it. And please, I'd love to have you come on the show for an even longer opportunity to chat.
Yeah, that would be perfect. Thank you so much for having me here.
Absolutely. Take care. So for any of you who come to the Conscious Life Expo, which is going to be February 20th to the 23rd down in Los Angeles, you'll have a chance to meet Jessica. And I will definitely enjoy that. And I see Natalie Namaste just put in the chat box, she's going to be at the New Living Expo. Of course, we will be doing our Awakening World show from the New Living Expo that weekend. And of course, Neil Gar is a good friend of ours. So again, let's all get down to LA for Conscious Life Expo, get to Sedona for Suzanne Ross's event, which we'll be highlighting on this show in a couple of weeks. And then, of course, the New Living Expo in San Rafael. So 3 opportunities to come together with so many of the speakers and presenters that you get to see on the Awakening World. And Sedona, you'll get to see Omashar. And Omashar, of course, is our beloved. And let's all really continue to hold the highest vision for him. And Omashar, you know, I know that we used to promote your music, and then you asked me not to do it anymore because you felt that you wanted to. Anyway, I want us to rethink what we can.
I know it might have been one of the blocks that Natalie was talking about. Is however, there's a part of me also doesn't care at all because I feel so connected. And just whilst we're on it, Jessica there, she lives in one of my favorite parts of England, in Cornwall, and down the bottom of England. They had their own language, and it's one of the forgotten languages. There's still some people who speak it down there, but my father, my dead father, he lived and passed away down there. But I'm now researching who my mother's grandfather is, so that I can blame him. So for my lack. Anyway, sorry, going all over the place here, but it's been such a full show that I have all these things dancing in my mind, and they all want to come out at once. And so thank you.
I know it really was a rather unique show. We had like really different, but yet they all kind of come together.
It really, really did. And in spite of the difficulties with the play that we saw, we pulled it off really, really well. And you can see when a village comes together, we can make miracles happen. And yeah.
A question, you know, I got so excited that I came straight to you. We have not done our prayer time with Diara and Desiree. I just remembered.
Let's do that.
So let's do prayer time with them, and then we're going to conclude with an Omashar song. Hi, ladies.
Hello.
Interesting show, huh?
So beautiful.
Yeah.
Such a flow to it. All
Wow.
right. So
Flow away. It's all yours.
we're going to start by taking a nice big breath in through the nose, out through the mouth. Feeling that golden divine energy just flow down almost like stardust, just covering our entire bodies. Utakarakate, sirakate, 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 takarata, sirakate, takarata, sara. I'm asking for the blessings to come in. Tukurakatekarekatakarata, sarakata, takarata, sa. I'm asking for us to remove the resistance Utakarakatakaratakaratara, to those things that we need. Utakarakatatakareta, sarakate, takaraurukurukure, sarakate, takara, sarakara. I'm asking for healing on our past lives, Tukurakatakaratakaratara, all the way through time. In our future lives as well. I'm asking for a clear understanding and to open up that crown just a little more. To let go of the need for suffering. And to magnify gratitude and the strength of it. This is the ancient ones coming in. Your wishes will be granted.
And so it is. And taking all the grace and beauty that we've had in our show tonight, and the beautiful dance and beautiful lighting, beautiful music, into Natalie's softness and poignancy with the angels, and allowing the magic and the mystery and the miracles to continue. Of course, that being Scott's birthday wish for us all. We're seeing that here tonight. And we're asking, taking in what Desiree just brought in and bringing that into our dream time tonight or tomorrow, throughout the day, bringing in your higher self for those beloved messages, as Natalie gave us the avenue to, and reclaiming our creative passions, our childlike joy. So in our dreams, we ask for guidance, we ask for visions, we ask for information. And in our waking life, we ask for the courage to show up as ourselves and speak and be. And so that is as well.
Beautiful. So let's have a minute or two of silence where everybody can put into the prayer field prayers for their friends, their loved ones, or even yourself, or for the world. Because you are the world. Maximum grace for all of our global peace tribers. Maximum grace for our planet. Maximum grace that we may choose and experience the highest timeline for the fastest route, if you will, to truly living in a global, peaceful world. Thank you so much, Tiara. Thank you so much, Desiree. I appreciate you both so much. We'll go to Omashar in a second, but I want to let people know what we've got coming up because we've got some very special shows coming up. Starting with our next show, of course, will be on Saturday night, January 31st. And wow, look at this lineup. It's going to be quite a show. It's all about the rise of the divine feminine. And I want to thank Christy Michaels. She has put it together. And she'll be co-hosting, and it's such a big show that we need two co-hosts, Christy Michaels and also Eden Amadora. And Eden also has a brand new song, still another song. Her album is now very close to completion, so she'll be providing that. And of course, Omashar will be playing music for us. And Antoinette will be with us, and Dan and Diana Kelly, Connie Viveros, and two new people, Ione Angelis and Nicole Black. And in the center, my good friend Oshala Marcus. She first came to work for me as an actress 45 years ago, I think it was. 45 to 46 years, a long time ago. And she recently had a stroke. I attended her fundraising event in Mill Valley recently. And it was beautiful. The place it was at the Throckmorton Theater, is packed. And she's on the rebound from her stroke. She'll be with us, and she's an amazing soul. So anyway, do join us on Saturday night, January 31st. It's going to be really, really special. And then next Wednesday night, a week from tonight, we will be celebrating and previewing the Conscious Life Expo, which you've heard me talk quite a bit about. And so definitely join us for that. And we've got amazing presenters. Billy Carson is one of the most interesting people. He's really goes into kind of all the ancient forbidden knowledge, and several people that I haven't had on the show before. So it's going to be kind of fun. When Brandy Weld will be co-hosting with me again. You remember she co-hosted last year. And I said, let's have people that haven't been on my show before. And then Deborah Giusti's got to pop on because she's so connected to the Conscious Life Expo. So that's going to be a really, really fun show. And then finally, our next collaboration, I was just talking about collaborating with Neil Gar, who of course has purchased the New Living Expo, which Natalie Namaste will be featured at. And we were just talking about Natalie. So a week from Saturday night is our next adventure with Portal to Ascension. And we've got great guests lined up, including Viviane Chauvet, who I know you all love, Laura Eisenhower, the actual granddaughter of the former president, Ike Eisenhower, our good friends AJ and Tom, Omashar's favorite guests, and of course, Ellen Steinfeld. So it's going to be a great show. So we've got really good shows lined up for the next few weeks. And it goes on beyond that, actually. I mean, I was looking at the schedule today. I was like, wow, every show is amazing. So I'm really proud of that. And, share these shows with your friends. Let's grow our Global Peace Tribe audience. And for those of you watching on Facebook or YouTube, join us. Just go to globalpeacetribe.com, register, and come on into the Zoom room. The Zoom room is where it's happening. There's amazing communications, and everybody kind of gains to know each other there. So please, let's all kind of grow our Global Peace Tribe, because we've got some really great shows coming up, and we're going to continue that. And the best part of the awakening world is Omashar. And that's how we love to open and close our shows. And I think I'm going to bring up Desiree to move through. Get that going.
Let me shine a light inside, and I'll show you where your truth resides. I'll lift your eyes up to the skies, and I'll prove to you that nothing dies. Together we will rise again, and we'll make amends for what we've done. I know you hear me, so please do not fear me, 'cause I'm here to lift you, restore you to glory, and love you and hold you and be your victory. take your hands in mine. As I look at you, your spirit shines. You see, it's true that we are one, and we came out from the central sun. I know you hear me, so please do not fear me, 'cause I'm here to lift you, restore you to glory, and love you and hold you and be your victory. My child, I will welcome you home. Welcome you home. So when you take a different view and you read out the new, the world will come alive again as we dance and sing and make new friends. I know you hear me, so please do not fear me, 'cause I'm here to lift you, restore you to glory, and love you and hold you and be your victory. My child, I will welcome you home. Welcome you home. Welcome you home. So let me shine a light inside. I'll show you where your truth resides. I'll lift your eyes up to the skies, and I'll prove to you that nothing dies.
Yeah, lots and lots of love. And Omashar, did you know that this is Karen S's favorite song? So
One
a
moment.
little unpack.
There we go. Yes, I did. And every song is my favorite song. It's like every musician is my favorite musician. Every show is my favorite show. That's how in the now we are, right? And
Exactly.
it's all true. So
Well, thank you. And I want to thank Natalie. Namaste again. She's still with us.
I
There
know,
she is,
isn't that
that
cool?
beautiful earth angel. Thank you, Natalie, for being with us tonight.
Thank you. It's been so special. My heart is overflowing with this beautiful light and this love. Thank you, everyone.
Awesome. Thank you. Thank you. All right. Well, have a wonderful few days. I look forward to seeing you on Saturday night. Christy Michaels, I saw she was moving and grooving. She's with us and she'll be co-hosting on Saturday night. Have a wonderful few days, everybody. Thank you so much. And if you're interested in going to see the theater show that we saw today, send me a message and I'll coordinate and see who wants to go. And then we'll figure out the best night for everybody or the best Sunday afternoon. Take care, everybody. Talk to you soon.